Hey, God. Um, thing out of my ear. It's been a long day. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. If you can put a one in the chat, I would truly appreciate it. Truly appreciate it if you can do that for me. Oh, hey, Lizzie. Hey, how are you? CC. We got Marissa in the house. In the house. We got pretty brown eyes. Pretty brown eyes. What's good, girl? I'm glad y'all can hear me, honey. Ooh, Lord have mercy. I felt like I was talking. I felt like I was talking to myself. Let me get my stuff together, honey. Oh, yeah. It's been a long day, y'all. Long day. When y'all see me, y'all gonna say, yeah, it's been a long day, Selena. Child. Oh, how y'all been doing today? Y'all been doing good? I'm gonna cam up a little bit. Don't judge me. I look a little tired today. Got my hair pulled back. How y'all doing? Y'all doing all right? Put on my lip gloss. Lip gloss, eyelashes go a long way. Uh-huh. What y'all up to? Thank you, girl. Yeah, I had to put it in my little. This is when I'm in a rush. I gave some blood today. So I'm gonna take this off. I had on my little jacket. Let me take this off. I don't want my school badge showing. How's everybody doing? Yeah, honey. I had to gonna go get me some hot wings. I'm not cooking tonight. I know I should go and get a salad, but I'm not gonna do none of that. Put on my little shades. I'm not gonna do none of that. Then give me some hot wings. Hey, chill, what's good? So, what I want to talk about today is don't let greed and the admiration for yourself hinder your relationships with other people. What's up, Pinky Pink? Yeah, girl, I got about 4 hair wraps. When I don't feel like doing my hair is like in a bun in the back. I don't feel like doing it. I just put it in a bun, put the head wrap on, put my earrings on, and I'm out. I'm out the house. Yes, I am. Yes, I just went and donated some blood today. I like to do that occasionally to help other people because they always, Carter Blood Bank is always calling me because they say that my blood is, I'm O negative. So my blood is, I guess, rare or something. I don't know. Well, no, the RH is rare, but it's a rare blood type. But they always calling me for mine, so I don't know what that's about. I think I'm a universal loner. But you cut your hair? Oh, okay. I know that's right, girl. See, but hey, pretty brown eyes. See us African American women, we change up. We cut our hair. We let it grow. We slap a wig on, lace front on, braids, a fade. We can rock whatever, right? Some of us can. But today I said I'm doing a hair wrap. But anyway, hey Thrive and Glow, how are you? So I want to talk a little bit. I'm gonna be all over the place because I was looking at the Diddy situation. I was looking at Ticket TV, and I was looking at how all of these things that Cassie, the singer, was saying that Diddy was doing with her and and other people. It's really, hey Earth Day. It's really interesting how a lot of these people, we call them whistleblowers, that be coming out, be speaking on the truth on what's going on in the media, behind the scenes. A lot of what they're saying is true. Like, people don't like Jaguar, right? But and they say she's a liar. I believe a lot of the stuff that she be saying, it be on point. I mean, she's been around in the industry. She knows what's up, what's going on. And I was just like thinking about, where did he go wrong? Like, what was the thing? What was a catalyst that brought all of that stuff out in him? Like, and what I mean by that, like, I don't know if he was raised to do all that kind of perverted stuff. Hey Mel, hey boss man. But he was really, from my understanding, his daddy was a pimp, and his mother was the bottom bitch. Excuse me, the madam or whatever they call them. But and I'm trying to figure out what happened to him. Well, then when I found that out, I was like, oh, so he's already been familiar with the streets, perversion, because prostitutes, women of the night, they do a lot of things that their customers want them to do. And a lot of it can be perverted. It ain't just sex, regular sex. It's a lot of weird stuff. So imagine what he's saying when he was growing up. And, I remember Andy Stone was talking about how when he first came to the industry, he was, working under Andre Harrell, I believe. And he was basically, like a guppy. He started out being, Andre Harrell's assistant, and he was just really trying to learn everything that goes on in the record, business and everything in the music industry. And one day, I guess he was really kind of puzzled, and he went to Angie Stone and he was like, can you please pray for me? That's when, at the time, I think he had a conscience, he had a heart or something. And and so Angie Stone prayed for him or whatever, because she's seen a lot of stuff that he was getting into, and all of a sudden he just wanted her to pray for him. And I think about that, and I'm just like, all this stuff that I was hearing, that this dude, he is in some weird stuff. Hey CP3, he's in some weird stuff. Like, this dude, I mean, teach his own. If y'all into the golden showers and the the dookie showers, I don't know what they're called. If you're into that, hey, to each his own. May the force be with you. I don't know, but for me, I just I don't understand that. That, to me, that's kind of perverted. You know what I'm saying? I could be judgmental, but I don't understand what is sexy about that. That's disgusting. Having somebody piss in my mouth, right? Having somebody eating somebody's feces. I couldn't see myself doing that for any amount of money, $1 million or whatever. To each his own. I understand times get tough, and you might have to do certain things like sell stuff or take stuff to the pawn shop. But I can't ever see myself really doing anything like that, even in a I would say a desperate measure, eating somebody's feces, or their urine and stuff like that. And so she was sitting up there, okay, stay over there in your lane. She was over there letting him pee in her mouth. And I'm not judging her, because I don't want to come off like I'm judging the girl, because she had to be a real broken person. She had some type of stuff something trauma had to happen to her to mess up her psyche for her to deal with someone that would abuse her. That's why I try not to judge women that are in domestic violence situations, because you don't know what has happened to them, and what trauma has happened to them, and how it can mess up a woman's psyche. And some women, they're kind of said, and so they put up with things because they feel like, maybe they feel like they have to. And for some people, it's like, it's no excuse, but you don't know people, you don't know what people have went through to understand why in their mind that they feel like that was okay. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of, even though she's partially to blame for it, she should have got out of it. But at the same time, I do feel like something happened to her mentally for her to stoop that low. I mean, the girl is beautiful. I don't know if she's multicultural or what. I don't really know if she's Hispanic. I don't know. But she's a beautiful girl. And she probably can get any man. Hey, Scorpio. Um, Scorpio mama, she probably can get any man that she wants just because of her looks. And for her to settle with somebody because he's a multimillionaire, maybe billionaire, to do the things that he did. I mean, they was having like freak offs for 4 days while she was on her cycle. Other men and women, probably they were having sex with her, allegedly, but that's what she said. So I guess it ain't no allegedly, but I don't know. That's her testimony. You know, they was having. Then they had a male escort over there having sex with her, and I guess I don't know what he was over there doing, jacking off, but he was over there looking and stuff like that. And I'm like, you have to have a sick mind. Like, who would want to see their significant other having sex with another partner and jacking off? Now, if you're into the open marriage, open relationships kind of thing, you know, I guess that's different, because I'm not going to say, well, she could have been forced, because I think she was scared of the man. I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm not trying to take up for her, but I think she was scared of him. I mean, who was that kid, Cuddy? He blew his car up, allegedly, for flirting with Cassie. So, I mean, and he seems like, you know, in the industry, P. Diddy seemed to be very powerful, so he can make things move. Like with Kim Porter, okay? You know, allegedly, you know, it was said that, you know, she died of pneumonia. But the first report was there was some kind of it wasn't a detectable, I don't know if it was detected then or what, but it was some type of poison in her body. Then they fired the examiner, the first examiner that you know observed her after her death and checked her out, and he fired that person, and then got a whole new you know, examiner uh to say what he wanted them to say. Basically, oh, it was, you know, pneumonia or something like that. And I'm like, Cassie knows that this man has money. He has a reach, a long reach. So I'm pretty sure this girl was in fear for her life. But back to my point of how Diddy is, you know, Diddy was kind of reminds me like Lucifer. You know what I'm saying? They have a lot in common. What really makes them so connected is they both have pride. They both had love and admiration for who they are, and people around them are dispensable. You know what I'm saying? They're just they're just they're disposable. And I hope I say the right word. They're disposable. And when you have people that all about the money, all about the power, the greed, the pride, all of that is going to really, it's just a recipe for disaster. It's a recipe for a person to feel like they're their own God. And so that's why I feel like, hey, Machine, that's why I felt like Lucifer and P. Diddy had a lot in common, because really what stems behind everything is pride. And then there goes greed. Yeah. And then there goes vanity, right? Maybe I should have changed it to vanity. And one thing about P. Diddy and one thing about men that are like Lucifer, they don't have, they feel like they're untouchable until they get touched, you know, until their whole life is unfold in front of the, you know, the news and the media, what they've been up to, what they've been involved in. And that's what gets a lot of people in a lot of trouble is pride, is greed for money, greed for power. You see, you can be greedy on a lot of things. You can be greedy on power, you can be greedy on food, you can be greedy in a lot of different ways. Admiration can, it's not bad, but when it's too much of it, it can actually destroy you. It can make only because you're only thinking about your admiration, thinking about what you want out of it. Your wants and your needs are fulfilled. Forget about anybody else. Ooh, sorry. And I'm gonna change it into vanity instead of admiration because, like I said, vanity is one of the seven deadly sins besides greed. Um, and what you say, Selena giving away her. I gotta. I'm driving. I hope I ain't I took off my badge. I don't want none of these weirdos knowing where I work. Hey Gary, but one of the seven deadly sins is greed, vanity, pride, all of that. That's why people end up in the situations that they in because they think that they're God. They're their own God, and their own God. Other people are chess pieces. They're nothing. They're nothing but chess pieces. They're nothing important. I can I can unalive you. I can destroy your life, your reputation. I can move things around so I can get what I want and destroy you in the process. That's why those type of people they're very dispensable. You know what I'm saying? And it's really a shame that Diddy could have really had his whole life like go the other way, but because he allowed those type of sins to take over him, over his humanity, he ended up losing himself with no compassion. He was beating the hell out of that girl. I remember seeing a video when it first came out, and she was getting the hell beat out of her. You know what I'm saying? And again, I'm not saying she doesn't have any responsibility, but what I am saying is I know he's a monster, and I know that she was afraid of him. She knew the kind of power that he had. But one thing I can say, he didn't have that much power because, see, he was doing something. I can't go into all of the details because, I don't want to, misstate something or, not be factual in my story. But what I will say is whatever that company that he was dealing with was owned by some Italians. And I think they was having some issues, whatever that beverage company that he had. I know it's an alcoholic beverage. I forgot the alcohol that he was had his name on. But anyway, they kind of got into a dispute. So I don't know all of the details with that, but it was a mess. So yeah, Ciroc. And so whatever he was doing and whatever happened with that, it didn't go too well with those that group of people that he was dealing with. And so, you mess with the right folks, your time is up. They don't care how much money you got. especially if you black. Good luck with that. See, your money can only go so far when you're a black celebrity, or when you're, any type of black, multimillionaire, because they're gonna show you, even though you got all their money, you still black. Hey, Miss Collins, you still black. So it's unfortunate that other people's lives had to be destroyed because Diddy had so much greed, pride, and vanity for himself, that he couldn't see that people are human. Even he, like I said, even he lost his compassion, his empathy, and sympathy for other people. You see how what he was doing to other people. I mean, his baby, whether and I think, and this is allegedly, but I really believe that he had something to do with Kim Porter's death. It was just too much. She knew too much, and when they broke up, and she was doing her own thing, she was getting out of his hold of his grip. He knew eventually she was gonna start talking. So what did he do? And this is allegedly, but I believe he has something to do with her death. See, those type of people, they can get into your home without having a key, a code, or anything. You never know what happened in her last, few hours. But her friend Kimora, is it Kimora Lee? She knows something. She ain't came out with it yet, but he does get locked up, right? She's definitely going to start talking, and we're going to hear some more things. And I believe that they believe that he did something to her, right? Anybody that thinks they're their own God, they have no boundaries. They'll just do anything to you. They could care less about another human being, another person. You're nothing to them. They barely even care for their kids. They do so because it's their blood, but believe me, they'll sacrifice their kids to get what they want. So not only is he took his, I'm gonna say allegedly, his children's, his twins, and his son. I don't know if his name is so many of them. I can't think of the names, but those twins and that one son ended up being Kim Porter's, and then he had one child by she's friends with Mary J. Blige. I forgot her name. I'm not good with names, y'all, if you can tell. And then, but Kim Porter also had a son prior to their relationship, Diddy's relationship. That was with what's that man name? What? I can't think of his name either. But he was a singer. He came out when I was a kid, but I can't remember his name. But he was a light-skinned dude, nice-looking guy. But him, and so all of that, you're destroying your children's lives. And I'm pretty sure some of his kids, I'll be sure, you're right. How could I forget that? I'm pretty sure his children are devastated, but of course they're going to be by their dad's side and say, oh, he didn't do this, but you have stories of this man being, and I'm pretty sure if more people will come out, they will talk about how he was abusive, how he had no, he was very callous. He's very callous towards women because I believe he is a homosexual male. I do believe he's a homosexual male. He likes too much booty, and he has, I don't even want to get in that because I don't want, the LBGTQP. I can't remember all those alphabets, but I don't want the rainbow community feeling away. But he seems like a homosexual male to me. Now, that's just my opinion. He likes a lot of booty, and allegedly, because I was kind of shocked. I'm like, is what's her name? The City Girls, Young Miami. Was she one of his beards? Like Kim Porter, like Chick Cassie? because I think he likes men. Actually, I think he loves men. He was trying to sleep with what's his name, Terrence Howard, and he is a nice looking light skinned dude. I'm not into light skinned men, but he is. And he was trying to sleep with him, talking about he wanted to learn acting lessons. Well, if you want to learn acting lessons, you could have went to a woman for that, but no, he gonna go to Howard. Then he sit up there when he went to the rehearsals or whatever. Terrence Howard was trying to help him. He's like, okay, so what you want to go over, man? He's like, oh man, I can't think about it right now. Yeah, I can't. And he was like, what the hell this nigga want me over here for? You don't know what you want to go over. And then he did it a second time. I'm like, Terrence Howard, his first kind of red flag came up then. So he should have just said, nah, man, I can't come over. I'm sorry, I'm busy. But I think he went over there a second time, and because he said he wanted to go over some more stuff because he gonna be doing a role or something. And he still didn't have nothing. He just looking at Terrence Howard. And if you are into that lifestyle, hey, be you, boo. Tell your truth. You know what I'm saying? Don't lie about it. But I think young Miami was a beard. Basically that's a woman that she's basically just kind of posing, as some significant other to him, to kind of make it seem like he's into women when he really is into men because of his status or whatever. And in hip hop they want men to be masculine and heterosexual. But to be honest with you, I believe most of those guys are gay or they're bisexual, like Meek Mills. And I don't care what nobody say. When that security officer he heard some noises coming from he had heard some noises coming from the room and where Diddy was. And to me, because I've listened to Meek Mill's voice, they sound like Meek Mill's and Diddy to me. Because I know Meek Mill's voice because I've heard his rap before. I listened to his music. And P. Diddy, I think he was saying, take that, take that. I was like, whoa, that's a little much, okay? I'm like, whatever they got going on, it's some weird shit. Excuse me. And then the pool of baby oil. Hey, Forever, the pool of baby oil, like that's a bit much. What are we doing with baby oil? I usually put it on my skin after I get out of the shower. I'm not sure what they do with it. Do they jack off with it? Do they use it for lubricant? I'm not sure. You know, um, so I don't know what's going on with that. And then, like I said, I was just grossed out the fact that they were peeing in this lady's mouth and that they were having sex. They were doing an orgy while this lady was on her period. So that's another thing that really creeped me out. I'm like, this guy is just really, he's a sexual deviant. It's a difference between being a freak and a sexual deviant. A sexual deviant is a person that goes beyond the, I would say, reasonable of, not reasonable, but beyond the normal sexual activity. Okay. Sexual deviant is doing something grotesque, something sick, and I just don't believe in, just the golden showers, like whatever. And I think that city girl, she was saying she liked golden showers. But then they were saying that guy, Saucy Santana, was really having a relationship with him. And the city girl was taken, Young Miami was basically, she was just there to kind of fill in. so people wouldn't know that they were actually the ones having the affair with each other. I don't know. I don't know. I just think that if there was a hole, he would be the type of person, he'll stick anything. And that's sick, you know? That's really sick. It's a lot of people like that. They don't care if it's a man, woman, boy, or girl. It could be an animal. It can be anything. If there's a hole, they will want to stick it. They have, and to me, that's like your conscience is seared. You have no conscience. You have nothing, that no bounds. You'll do anything. Them type of people are dangerous. That's why I believe that girl was scared of him. Diddy was dangerous. He'll do anything to anybody. If he don't care. He don't care. If it was to sacrifice one of his kids to get out, I believe he would do it. He's just that into himself. He's just that prideful. He's just that greedy. I believe he would do it. And people like that you can't trust. Nobody's perfect, but when that kind of stuff overtakes your conscience, your mind, your heart, everything, you messed up. You really messed up. So I'm just like, just taken back with all of this stuff that I've been seeing and hearing. But a lot of the times when you be hearing that people be doing stuff like that, they have gotten so into themselves, gotten so prideful, they've gotten so, it's all about me. I don't care who I hurt. I don't care who I destroy. When they get like that, their conscience is seared. And they will stop to no ends to get what they want or to get what they feel that they deserve. It's unfortunate, like I said, Diddy and a lot of other people that have taken that type of route could have did so much to help other people. They could have did so much with their life that would be actually fulfilling, but because they allowed their greed for money, their greed for popularity or power, fame, they lose the vision, the bigger picture of what life is really about. Hey, Meek, they lose it. I don't ever want to get, which I probably ever want, because but I don't see myself, because I don't have nothing. What I'm saying is, if I was a person that had a lot of money, if I was a person that had a lot of influence, maybe my pride and my greed and my vanity would take a hold of me, right? But since I don't really have that, it'll be kind of, it would be not likely. Had I had all of that, maybe. Because, we become our own little gods, our own little G's. So Diddy ain't the only one. 2025 is another year of exposure where everything is going to be coming out to the light, even with people, just normal people, average people, just like me and you. So that's why it's always, I would say, where I am in my life, it's always good to be yourself. And if you have faults, you got faults. That's why when I get on here and hey Naomi, when I talk about me, I'm talking about me. I'm telling you about me. So if I blow up and go off and act a fool, you ain't surprised, because I've already told you. Will I make an excuse for it? Absolutely not. I told you. You said, I don't know, Selena. I just have a problem with people knowing this man. Right. See, this is what I don't understand. Maybe they were afraid, Mel, because again, like I told you, P. Diddy and people like P. Diddy have a long reach. They can do some stuff. Hey, Demia, they can do some stuff that you would not even imagine it being done. So I'm thinking it's fear. But I know for me, I can't go to sleep knowing that I know that this man has been doing all this stuff Hey, yo, it's Mike. Knowing that this man did all this stuff, I make sure my eyelash on, making sure this man did all this stuff. And I just, oh, it's, let me just stay out of it. No, he did this stuff. This was wrong. You hurt a lot of people. Why not tell the truth? You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, I don't know. I try to look at it on both sides and not be so judgmental, because people do be afraid of people like this. And especially if they got money, oh, yes, they will take you out. And some people are afraid for their lives. But I think about Jaguar right now. Jaguar Wright, she's not the first one, because it's a lot of people way before Jaguar Wright came out talking about what goes on in the social media. I mean, not social media, but what goes in the music industry, what goes on in the entertainment business. So she's not the first one, but she's one of the ones that kept getting on these platforms like Storm Monroe. That's how I was really introduced. I remember the song that she did with what is this? Was it Black Thought? I can't think of the group name, but she sung with them. But I remember how she was the one that was coming out saying, hey, she was calling names. Hey, Taryn, she wasn't saying, well, this person is doing this, but she would say names like Beyonce, Jay-Z. I want to do some live streams where I'm doing some reactions to some of the things that some of these people are talking about. And for those who interested, please come by. But those who not, I understand it ain't everybody's cup of tea. Most of these people, I already know these people are wackos for the most part. I would say maybe 5% maybe are normal. But she was one that was actually calling names. Everybody else would just be giving like subliminals, and you'll just have to figure out who she's talking about, who they're talking about. But she would say names. So people don't think she's a liar or whatever. Maybe some things are fabricated. I'm not sure. But for some of the stuff that she's been saying that's been coming out, like Diddy and some of that other stuff, she was telling the truth, because look what's coming out. But my question was, well, why didn't you go to the authorities? But see, what we don't realize, the authorities sometimes be connected to these people too. And they be paying these people off, where some of this stuff won't hit the social media to where it blows up. You know what I'm saying? To where it really is just like everywhere. And so it's a lot of things that people pay for to keep their name under hush hush. Hey, Channel Forbes. So a lot of these authorities have been bought out. FBI, the police, CSI, all these people that are in high, that have high, I would say high reach. These big time authorities, not just your regular little old, even the cops, yes, but not just your regular little cop. We talking about those that's way up there in FBI and all of that. Like, these people are sometimes being paid to keep things under hush hush. And it's a really amazing to me how, we have so much grace at times until the grace runs out. And I believe that at the point that not just him, but a lot of other people that are in the social media, in entertainment, and not just in entertainment, just regular average people like me and you, a lot of times grace runs out and judgment takes place. Judgment takes place, and what you have sown, you will definitely reap. Good, bad, and different, right? And I think that this is the season right now where a lot of the stuff that he was doing. Hey, Russell, a lot of the things he was doing, it's really gonna be uncovered. And we're gonna hear some more grotesque stuff. I mean, a guy is just he's a sexual deviant. The stuff that was said, this guy's been doing. Hey, IB, I couldn't even phantom even dealing with that. Having sex on my cycle with multiple people at that. It's just crazy to me. It's disgusting. Eating feces. And some of those women that not all, but a lot of them that are Instagram models that go to Dubai, they be doing a lot of that, eating these Iranians and the Middle Eastern people that got money over there in Dubai. They be eating their feces for thousands of dollars, drinking their urine. Some of them are even having sex with animals, dogs, and all of this to get money. So when you have people that's their own God, they don't care. They have no filter. They have no boundaries. Whatever goes. They don't care what they do to hurt people or destroy you. You're nothing to them. You're just like, if you see trash on the ground, that's exactly what you are to some people. Just trash. Hey, Ryan. So you see all of that, and you're like, oh my God, these people are really, they're really doing this, having sex with dogs. How disgusting is that? But this is what's going on. And it's in America, it's around the world. People that have money, people that have influence, they're using their money, their influence, their power. They're using all of that to get simple, average people like me and you. Some people that's broker than broke. Some people that's trying to come up, and they're doing anything just to get their name out there, to get their face out there, to get that prestige and that money in the bank, and have all them stacks of cash on the bed and doing all this. Like, I'm like, child, I might want some of that money. But yeah, you're not gonna see me busting it wide open on live and then drinking urine and eating feces, degrading myself. What about the girl? And this is another thing that has something to do with vanity as well as greed. You remember that girl? I did a live stream maybe about 2 months ago, 2 or 3 months ago. It was about the porn industry. It was this lady, it was a white girl from London. She slept with like 100, was it 100 or 1,000 men? I think it was 100. I think she slept with 100 men in one day. So when she was first talking about it, I it was different, it was something new that I was trying. I wanted to break a record. Then all of a sudden, while the person was interviewing her, she busted out crying. So what did you get out of that? You got people to notice that you slept with 100 men and do live streams and talk about you. So you got notoriety. What else did you get from sleeping with 100 men? What else? And it was just kind of like, I guess it was a little shame that came on her, because she was talking about it just like I'm saying, I'm gonna go give me some hot wings. Yeah, it was 100 men, and I hope to one day do 1,000. That's what she said. Then she just bust out crying. See, I don't care what nobody say. It's something that was put in us divinely. Like we all have a sense of right and wrong. We all have a sense of what is shameful and what is not shameful. I don't care what nobody say. That's why can't nobody tell me there's nothing out there. There's no God. You can't, because That doesn't just, that doesn't just happen. That's something that has to be put in us to know what is right and wrong. Why would I be shameful of something? Why would I not be shameful of something? There's something that's divine about that, in my opinion. So she started crying about it. And I'm like, what did you get out of it? You got some money, but your reputation, and I don't care if you clean up, you have a come to Jesus meeting, your reputation is screwed basically, because you slept with over 100 men and you advertised it on OnlyFans. So the only thing a person will recognize you for is the white girl from London that slept with 100 men. Because I can't even remember her name, but I'm not good with names anyway. So, but I can't remember her name. So a part of getting kind of wrapped up in your own vanity and your own greed, you lose a sense of who you are. You lose so much of the sense of who you are. You lose a sense of, like I said, feelings, just having natural feelings. But I guess people don't care because it's about how much money you have and how much people you can control with your money. But eventually, like Diddy and some of these other people, Harvey, was it Weinstein? Weinstein? I think it was Weinstein. And what's that other one that unalived himself? Forgot his name. He was I can't think of it, but he had a whole island. Hey, Emmanuel, with Bill Gates, he had a whole island of people going over there. And one of the ladies ended up unaliving herself. She was one of the girls that was over there with this man. I forgot his name. Jeffrey, yes, Epstein. That's thank you, Osbees, because I was trying to figure out who the hell, because there's so many of them. It's like Jeffrey Epstein. So that was another one, and so she unalived herself maybe about a couple of weeks ago. She was 41, and she was one of the girls that was over there. And I guess she couldn't take it anymore. I don't know what happened or whatever, but hey, writers, she ended up unaliving herself too. So people be going through some traumatic situations. Thank you, Russell. I appreciate it. Somebody love me. As you say, baby mama, I'm a deviant, and oh God, nothing like that. Okay, well, thank God for that. Thank you, Russell. I don't need no rituals. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much, Russell. Yeah, I ain't trying to get in nothing like that. I don't want to even talk to people like that. Because if you on that type of time, you on demon time to me. Stay the hell away from me. But yeah, you get a lot of these people, they're their own God. They don't care who they hurt. And now Jeffrey Epstein, allegedly, I guess he unalived himself, but knowing these folks, you never know. These people could still be alive, but they trying to hide that he's alive and he done got away because they don't want all this other stuff to come out, because Bill Gates, Trump, all of them were over there in that and what's his name? Prince Albert was all over there on that island doing God knows what with those girls, and I don't know. It's some weird people out here. But yeah, don't ever and I noticed that vanity, so being so into yourself, greed, it messes up a lot of relationships, because it's all about that mighty dollar at the end of the day. The love of money is the root of all evil. It's not saying money is evil. It's the love of money. And that's why people get into the greed, and then the greed leads into sometimes, like I said, the pride, and then the pride sometimes it ends up into your own vanity, where you have so much admiration for who you are, and you're above everybody and everything. You're untouchable, you're unstoppable, and you are your god, basically. So that's when you have to be careful. Even I would say, if you are any type of like social media, you're on any type of social media platform and you have a big following, you can also get wrapped up in that too. You can get wrapped up into that greed, where it's all about that. Hey, Betty, thank you for coming through. You can get so about worried about that mighty dollar. You don't care. You'll make content and destroy people. You don't care if it's true, if it's not true. You just want to make that mighty dollar, make that content, and you don't care who you hurt. So, like I said, greed and vanity is not just for the rich folks, the wealthy folks. It's for everyday people, because most of the time, unless they come from old money, most people are just regular people. We're not raised up with a silver spoon in our mouth. So Diddy was not he didn't come from money. He had his father, from my understanding, was a pimp. His mom was a bottom bitch. So he didn't come from money. You know, most people that make it and make it big and make multi-million dollars, they didn't always come from money. They started from the bottom, and when they get it, they lose their minds. How many people have you seen? Thank you so much, Betty. How many people have you guys seen on social media, or their content creators, and it's all about the money? They don't care who they offend. They don't care who they destroy. They'll lie. They'll create stories. They'll make all types of storylines to make something fit, because that brings in money. How many of us ran, and I'm guilty of it, ran to gossip, to hear what some other content creator said about another person, not knowing if it was the truth or not? We just ran to it because it was gossip. It sounded good. It was spicy. It was, hey, it ain't my drama. It's somebody else's drama. But we don't know if what that person is saying about the other person is actually true. And what if that person is actually weak-minded, or that person is already fragile, and that person unalives themselves because of what's going on online? See, people don't think about that because people don't care. People have already made themselves little gods, little demigods. So they don't care who they affect. To them, it's true at the time because they're gonna make it true, because they're gonna try to get that money. They're gonna try to get them super chats. They're gonna try to get them membership. So I don't really care if it's the truth. I just want to make it sound so convincing that you're gonna start putting some money in my pocket. So it's greed and vanity don't just stop with wealthy folks. It's for everyday people like you and me. Everyday people. And I'm sweating a little bit. At least you see my natural glow. I'm sweating. It's a little hot out here, just a tad. But it's too many people that and drug dealers, people that be pushing that weight. Greed. It's the love of money. It's not always I'm trying to take care of my family. It's because hey, it's a lot of money. I can have all the type of luxury cars. I can have all types of women. I can do whatever I want to do, get a private jet, right? It's all of that. It's like even people that be pushing weight. Yeah. So it don't matter what kind of what's I would say what part of the scale you on, whether you on the average poor side, working class, middle class, upper middle class, rich, wealthy. It don't matter. We'll never get rid of vanity, greed, pride as long as we live. And all of those things affect every relationship in our lives. Just like Diddy. He may have gave his kids everything in the world. But one thing he didn't give a couple of things, he didn't give his kids a decent father. A father that they can actually look up to. A father that actually have morals. It's a few things he didn't give his kids. And most of those type of people, they traveling, they doing what they do. They don't be spending time with their kids. They be giving their kids money. Say, go out there and get what you want. You know, they go out there and get what you want. That pacifies them, their kids. So a lot of that stuff that I said, oh, I wish I had this. I wish, I did this to get this type of, well, I'm going to just say this. I've had some opportunities to do certain things or be around certain people. But really what I found out, some of these people, they really are not happy with their lives. They're really not happy with who they are. Especially celebrities, basketball players, they can't go down the street, especially if they're well known in some type of capacity, especially in their city. They can't go down the street without somebody noticing them, wanting their autograph. And most of the time, those people just want to be left alone. I was talking to one guy that was a professional basketball player, and he was saying, the reason why he liked me a lot was for the simple fact that I treated him just like a regular person. Because I'm like this, just like a regular person, you can get cussed out. So I don't care if you are a professional basketball player, you can get cussed out too. And take your money with you. I might miss it, like dang, but hey, keep it moving. But most of the time, these people want to just be treated like regular people. They just had a gift or a talent to be where they are and make the type of money that they had. All right. So, Russell, I don't need you to mess up this live. So I'm gonna put the link in the chat if anybody want to come up. But I hope you get something from this live. But like I said, don't let greed, don't let your vanity destroy your relationships with other people. Learn to have some boundaries, learn to have some type of morals about yourself, where a lot of stuff you don't get into just because of money. Don't try to destroy people because of money. Don't try to make content out of people for money. And what I mean by that is you're trying to destroy somebody. You're trying to destroy somebody's reputation, and which you don't know the truth. That's why when I was talking about Diddy, I said allegedly, and what my opinion was, but I really don't know. None of us know because we weren't in those rooms. The only people that know those things are the people that was in those rooms. And I'm talking about it because he was actually in he's in court now. And I think this is either the first or the second day, I believe. I'm not for sure. So Russell. So Russell, you are such a nutcase. But anyway, but he said it was my person, Russell, so shut up. Let me see who this is. If anybody would like to come up, you're more than welcome. Hey, Russell.
What you mean? Anybody else want to come up? You don't want to talk to your baby daddy?
Oh, Lord. By the time you came, I said, oh, he acting funny, honey. I said, I'm going to let you make it, honey. What's going on, Russell?
Oh, nothing. Just doing some overtime work for you and my child.
How you been? Yeah, and
I'm good.
I
I'm
was
good.
telling somebody about y'all. I think it was what I said. Now I said this is not like Russell not to come through here. I said you and Rare Money, y'all, one of my favorite boys. Yeah, so I said I'm not used to not seeing you through here. I gotta say I kind of miss you. Hey, Rissa, I kind of missed you a little bit, and your money, but I did miss you a little bit. So what you been up to, Russell?
You know what you missed. You missed Benjamin Franklin. You ain't worried about me.
I said I miss you and your money.
I
So I
got you.
was actually telling the truth. Hmm. So what you been up to?
Just working.
Working,
Hmm.
boy.
Hmm.
Your name been in the streets. I heard your name in these streets. I said, oh, wow, my boy Russell getting the heat. Boy, I
Yeah.
tell you, Russell, your name been coming up lately. You must been
I don't
cutting
give a
up.
damn.
Yeah,
Nah, that's just what these niggas do. They ain't got no content. Hey, but what's
right.
going on? What you was talking about earlier?
I was talking about how P. Diddy, how he allowed vanity and greed, how he allowed that to take over himself. And hey, Lions Den, and he got he became really he to me he was dehumanized himself because it's like he didn't even sometimes when you're so I would say power hungry over greed, over vanity, you don't even see people as people anymore. You become your own God because you feel like you can buy people. Your people are disposable to you because of the money that you have, the influence and the power. And so many times people are so into themselves, like with the vanity and with greed, they destroy relationships in their lives because of that. And I was just talking about it's not just with P. Diddy, people that have money, it's actually people that are just like me and you. We get a little money, we get a little influence. We don't care what we do to other people, how we treat other people. So I was just kind of correlating that with Diddy and the situation that's going on, because I don't know if you know this, but he's in court now, and his ex, Cassie, got on the stand, and she was talking about all the degrading stuff that she did with Diddy. And I'm not blaming him for everything, because some of that was, she had to go along with it. But at the same time, I really believe that she was afraid of Diddy
On top of that,
because he was very abusive. And he said before, he's put hands on women. That's
un-
nothing new. Hey, Channel
unfortunately,
Forbes,
hey,
I
what's
can't hear
up?
you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
All right, okay. No, I was actually being silent because I wanted you to get your points off. You know what I mean? I was trying to be respectful.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Uh, before I get
Right.
before I get barking and shooting up in here. I know it's late, but happy belated Mother's Day to all the mothers that's up in here. You know what I mean? If your mothers are still here, bless them. If they ain't here, still bless them. I don't give a damn. You know what I mean? I'm still sending out well
Okay.
wishes. All
Yeah,
right.
that's my baby mama, dog.
Hey, happy Mother's Day. Damn it. You know what I mean?
I'm talking about Selena.
Yeah.
Channel Forbes, keep
That's it.
going. What did
Right?
you say? What you have to say?
Oh, I got a bad echo. Hold on. Let me change my oh wait, do I have the echo
Oh,
or
dude
is it
got a
Russell?
bad, and it could be me. So let me know, because it could be me too.
Okay, I'm just
But
checking.
No, it
right?
is you,
Yeah, but
Selena.
it is me.
Oh,
It's me
that's
for
her.
You
real.
must, yeah, you must got it on speaker or something,
Yeah,
or
I
on the
do.
car.
Okay, hold on just a second.
All right.
You can keep going.
Okay, no, what I'm saying, right, is like, but according to what I have heard from like 7 different blurbs and stuff like that, they actually have video where she seemed like a willing participant. Now, I am not going to excuse what we saw in the hotel room. We're just gonna skip over that. I'm actually gonna double down on what Selena just said about people with money. After a while, sometimes the power rushes to your head, right?
Right.
I'm from the old school where they say, "Hey, the people that you kick on the way up, they're gonna spit on you on your way down." You get what I'm saying?
Exactly. Uh-huh.
So, so Diddy is actually seeing his downfall, right? Just like
Right.
Russell Simmons saw his downfall, just like Epstein saw his downfall, just like J-Lo, I think she's gonna be on her downfall soon. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I am look, Selena, you already know how I feel. I say F that B. All right. I'm trying to keep it clean for your channel. You see, I'm working on it, okay? Because you already
Oh
know
yeah,
how
I
I feel.
understand.
You feel what I'm saying?
I understand. Yeah.
Right? And J Lo has been disrespecting a whole bunch of cultures, and I actually know about quite a few things about behind the scenes about her. You feel what I'm saying? So let's not act like these people aren't human at the end of the day. Sometimes people let
That
money
part.
and power rush to their heads.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree. I agree.
Right? Because I have met
I agree.
celebrities in person. For anybody who was a fan of Pete Rock and CL Smooth, I got 2 hands, I got 2 pieces and a biscuit for Pete Rock. Because when I met him in person, oh no, he can't get away from these hands. He's a clown. You know what I'm saying? You never know
Oh,
who
okay.
people are until they actually get rushes to their head. Because once they realize that they're running across real people.
So wait a minute, man. You
Oh,
said you beat up CL Smooth and shit?
No,
You
no,
whooped
no.
that nigga?
I'm saying that no, hell no, I didn't put no hands on nobody. I'm
Oh, okay.
saying that I am willing to put the pause on Pete Rock because he is disrespectful to people.
yeah, there's some of them are buttholes, that's for sure.
You get what I'm saying? I met him up in person, and this dude was really, really going around and violating his own fans, bro. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, wow.
I was about to put hands on Pete Rock, and his people around him saved him. I was about to mollywop him all the way through Miami. He's a clown.
Okay.
You get what I'm
That's
saying?
what I'm talking about.
It's like,
So
yo, I don't care how old you is. Disrespect is disrespect, and I don't think anyone should tolerate it. That's me. You feel what I'm
okay.
saying?
So
Damn.
basically you saying that people like that, some of them they think that they're untouchable, just like I was saying earlier.
Anybody could be touched. Wrong
Right.
place,
I know
right
that.
time, perfect situation. I don't care who you is. Anybody could be touched.
Right.
Nobody's
Shout
above
out to that.
reproach, and nobody's above the wrong place. Stop it.
Exactly. But some of these people do believe they like little gods, and so they think that they can get away with everything because
But
they got away with it so long.
hey, good
You
luck.
know what I'm saying?
HIV still exists. Keep playing.
Right. That part.
Stop it. Cancer still exists. Keep playing.
Right.
Child support
Right.
still exists. Keep playing. Go ahead. Keep treating
Right.
people like trash. It's cool.
That's true.
It's gonna hit you
Well,
sooner or later, bro.
that's right.
And
You
sis,
reap what you sow.
you
Or
know what I mean?
karma, as they would say, in the the Buddhists say karma. You know, the Bible says you reap what you sow. So either way, it's the universal law. You're gonna get it back one way or the other. Shout out to Miss SJ. SJ, I do
SJ, what's
apologize.
good? How
The,
you doing?
the
Happy Mother's Day if you're a mother. You know what I mean?
Happy Mother's
Hey,
Day, SJ.
thank you.
And
I am a mother.
I wanted to
Actually, she's a
apologize to
therapist.
you. She's a therapist. I want to apologize to SJ.
For
I
what?
hopefully I didn't say anything rude when I had that
Oh
Don
no.
Julio. I kind of just let go and let loose. So I was
No.
hoping I didn't say anything bad. But shout out to you for coming up. What you have to kind of expound on this subject?
So I wanted to come up and talk from a lady's and kind of a therapist's perspective with Cassie,
Okay.
because I keep seeing everybody saying, well, she made a choice. So, first, as a lady, because I don't know if men can understand this, but
Right.
as a woman, as a young woman, when I was younger, I can remember, liking a man and then getting into a situation where I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I want to go this way or I want to do this, but I'm gonna kind of do it. I like him, so I'm gonna like dip my toe in this, right? I
Right.
feel like Cassie started out that way. I don't know if she even necessarily
Yeah.
liked Diddy, but
Uh,
quite honestly, she wanted to get in where the power and the money was, so she thought.
right.
So
Miss
yeah,
SJ, Miss
yeah,
SJ, let me interrupt over there. I'm not saying that is 100% her. You get what I'm saying? Um, because you could want it until you realize on what it entails, right? So I don't want to discredit that because after a while you're
hmm,
gonna realize, like, wait a minute, I did not sign up for all of this.
exactly.
You get what I'm saying? So I just want to be fair on that aspect. That's not exactly everything what I was trying to say. So I just want to make that clear, right? So
Yeah, and I'm not just saying people on the panel because I've been watching. I'm sure we all been watching all day. People do commentary on this, but I agree, and that's kind of what I was gonna say. Is like sometimes you start out one way, and sometimes you
Right.
let a little bit go, but then it turns into a whole mountain. And I think that this is kind of what has happened with her. Even in the beginning, she didn't even like Diddy. Like, I don't think she was attracted to him. I don't think she wanted anything romantic or physical, but she was trying to get in the door. And that's kind of how you play the game. But I don't think that before all of this stuff started to come out, we really knew what that meant. So
Right.
I that's just what I am feeling like as a woman. I know
Bullshit.
that sometimes we,
Okay. Channel 4, just hold on. Let me ask you this,
yeah.
SJ. Hey, Mr.
I did the
Kenny.
same
Hey,
thing.
Action. Yeah, but let me ask you this question.
Mhm.
Um, do you believe I'm not saying she doesn't share any responsibility, but do you
Mhm.
believe that in the situation, once she found out, oh shit, this is too much for me, right? Do you
Mhm.
believe that she was afraid? What is that one of the reasons why do you think that she didn't leave? Because I got some information from a woman that was in an abusive relationship, a physically
Mhm.
abusive relationship, and she said people cannot understand because they haven't been through it. That
Absolutely.
sometimes it messes up the person's psyche, and then you don't know what trauma that person had before prior to meeting that person because it's
Yeah.
something that allowed you to either be attracted to that person or to keep that person along. Something that seemed familiar to her.
Hmm. That could be, but yes,
Hey, thank you over everything. Mhm.
I
people
agree. I agree
people
with
don't
all.
understand what it's like even to be in a mentally abusive relationship. It can be very intense. And usually, when people are in physically abusive relationships, there is mental abuse paired with that. So,
Okay,
and this man has power and money and reach and
that's what
islands
I was
and
saying.
homes and tunnels and like he has everything.
Right,
So I it's a lot, and I do not think that people understand it. But I also wanted to say that yesterday they showed the picture of his young daughters in court, and they're like, "Oh, they shouldn't be hearing this." Well, Cassie was 19. I think they're 18.
Right.
So why is there so much sympathy for his daughters? Not saying that there shouldn't be any, because there should. I don't think they should even go to court. But Cassie was just about their age, and he was 37, doing all of this to this girl, and your brains aren't even formed when you're 19. Your
Yeah, because
brain,
Demita was saying she was also trying to be I think she was a singer. I don't remember none of
yeah,
her
she
songs.
was. Uh-huh.
Wait, you don't remember a Cassie song? Damn, that's shameful.
I can't
Yeah.
remember.
Uh,
I
uh,
used to like the one song,
Another long way to go. Really? You don't remember
Me
that
and
one?
You. I
Oh,
like that
okay.
one song.
Well,
Me and
I wasn't a
you.
fan of hers, so I just it went past my mind. I
She
was more into
she
TLC and stuff.
she had a lot of potential. Like she really, really had a lot of potential. You feel what I'm saying? She had a long
Right.
way. Like she wasn't trash. I will tell you that. I mean, SJ, you please confirm with me here to make sure that I'm
No,
not.
I ain't gonna go that far. I don't think she was that good of a singer, but I
She
think
wasn't
she
garbage.
I think she had like star appeal overall.
Yes,
Like she had the package, but I think she
Right.
was like J Lo level singing, if I'm honest. But
Yeah, J Lo can't sing, but she can
no,
dance.
right.
Jayla.
So
Jayla got some other things over here. I'm not gonna talk about it because anybody
She's
who
a
wants to
witch.
find out, go on Facebook. By the way, just look up Channel Forbes FJ Lo, and yeah, you'll find out exactly what I think about J Lo.
And
Right?
allegedly she's a witch.
Oh no,
Allegedly.
yeah, she is.
I
Yeah.
actually broke her down
Allegedly.
100%
Playboy.
without cursing. So anybody could play that. Selena, if you want to give my review on that, that's cool. I literally did not curse, so you'll actually have fun with that.
Oh, man, I curse every now and then. I'm trying not to, but
No, I'm talking about the
don't do that.
actual video. I actually, for once, did not curse.
But I send it to my DM, please. Can
I'll
you
send
send
it
it to
to
me?
you. I'll
Yeah.
send it to you.
Uh, what Cassie had was beauty. She had a sex appeal about her. We didn't know
Yes,
what she was.
100%.
We didn't know if she was black or what. We didn't know. But she had
Hmm.
that sex appeal. And most of the time the exotic looking women, they get a lot of, buzz in the in entertainment. You know what I'm saying? They get a lot of attention, you
She was
know.
pretty.
The-
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree with Cece. She was pretty, and then on top of that, she was kind of on the tuck. She was quiet, like she wasn't out there. You get what I'm
no,
saying?
she
It's like
wasn't.
She was
you see her and it's just
mysterious.
like, oh, like she's pretty, kind of thing. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And then
She
when you
was
heard her, it was
very
just like, okay, she's
mysterious.
cool.
Yeah, she's very mysterious, and you didn't know what kind of remind me, but not really like Aaliyah. Hey, CX,
Hmm.
Aaliyah had
Yeah.
that
Oh
mysterious
well.
kind of thing.
Well, speaking
Hmm.
of which, did you see that A. Marie was on the Joe Budden podcast and she said that she had to throw one thing before J Lo threw it out there?
Oh no, I didn't see that.
Yeah, that came out recently.
I just know J Lo is not innocent. She knows she probably had a lot to part to play when they were
Yeah.
dating, and she
Hmm.
probably got girls and was all in them orgies, popping it and busting it wide open.
J Lo
So
trash.
yeah, and her music is trash. I did like Jenny on the Block though. But
Jenny on the Block of Fire.
yeah, I did like that. But she can't sing and but she can dance. And so I like I said, I just feel like a lot of things is going to be uncovered in this. But do you agree, SJ? And
Oh,
and
by
this
the
is
way,
for
get right with Fire too.
and Channel Forbes. Do you believe that vanity and greed is a recipe to destroy not only relationships, your own relationships, but also destroy the soul as well?
100%.
Yes. I
Yeah.
think though with Diddy, I think that he was brought up to kind of be who he is, because they say his mother had orgies and stuff too, allegedly. And she
Yeah, because I
kind
said
of,
she was a bottom bitch. What
yeah,
do you call that? A madam?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I said that at the beginning because now that's
oh,
the
okay.
stories that I heard. I wasn't
Hmm.
I wasn't for sure if that was actually factual, but I was just like, well, that's kind of what I heard. So he's already had like a very he sexually deviant kind of history anyway and
Hmm.
background.
Yeah.
to say the
Yeah.
least.
But
Mm-hmm.
I think
That,
that just like Kwame say all the time that stars are made, not born,
yep.
right? Like LeBron James. I feel like he was kind of made. Um, so Diddy was kind of made too, just a different type of star.
He made
Oh
himself.
Um,
yeah.
He made himself. If you ask me, like he pushed himself. There was like I'm not gonna discredit the work that he's actually put himself to be there. But once he got there, he just abused his power, or at least he abused his metal, if that makes sense.
He
yeah.
sold his soul.
Well, I also
Like.
think that. Oh, I'm
Mhm.
sorry.
Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, he put in a lot of hard work, but the thinking and the attitude, the mindset allegedly comes from his mother. So you
Yeah, she was
your
something else.
upbringing has a lot to do with, how you are as an adult. That just doesn't come from
Right.
nowhere. So it's
Right.
just very interesting to me because I deal with this stuff. I work with victims and things like that. So I see both sides in this. It's just super interesting to me. But he is like somebody said, you can't even call him evil because he's worse than that. And I agree, but I think that he's
He
not even the
is.
worst of the worst.
No, Clive, like IB said, Clive Davis is another one. Clive Davis groomed a lot of these people. Uh, he's seen that Whitney Houston was going down a downward spiral, and instead
Hmm.
of trying to help that girl and that woman, he continued to keep having her to overwork, over scheduling her, not taking her mental health, not taking, that she had some substance abuse issues. See, these people are about greed. They're about money. They
Mm-hmm.
could care less. If you are not somebody they can use, they don't want you. Period.
Yes. They're
You're
about
nothing
power
to them.
too.
Right.
They like to
So
see people or make people feel like they are below them.
Clive
And
Davis did that too. Diddy wasn't Andre Harrell. He work up under Clive
hmm
Davis.
Andre
yes.
Harrell, yep.
Okay. So that makes sense.
Hmm.
All right. So this is like I said, I believe that, and see his old butt, he probably gonna get away with a lot of things because he's already 80 something years old. So he'll probably die, and with it, all the secrets he had, and then people that really know about it, they won't come out until he dead. This is what
Hmm.
he was doing. This is the things he was involved with. But I believe these people are groomed, and then they groom other people. Like
Right.
Yes.
Diddy groomed, I can't ever say his name right because of my accent. Ursher.
Yeah.
uh,
Usher.
and then yeah, and then he Ursher groomed what's his name?
Justin
The little
Bieber.
white boy, Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber is a wreck. You
Yes,
know
he
why?
is.
It's like his soul has been sucked out of his body.
Mm.
I'm sorry. I just have no sympathy for Justin Bieber after one less lonely nigga. I'm sorry. No, fuck out of here. Pardon me for saying this, Selena, but no, I am not gonna tolerate that. No,
Well,
he has not
no,
apologized for that, and I am not playing that game when anybody wants to have a conversation with me or Justin Bieber. I am not excusing him because he has never addressed one less lonely nigga. That's it.
So you
Period.
feel like the boy should be victimized because he was taught to hate and made a song that was hateful. So that equates to him being
How? Wait.
victimized.
You say victimized. Now you need hold on now, because now me and you going
Yes,
into
he
a
was
conflict.
victimized as a
That
boy.
that's cool, but he never addressed it. I don't care if he
Well,
was victimized or not. He has never addressed it. So we're gonna leave that right there.
no, you leave it there, but I don't agree with that. I
Oh,
don't.
you could
no.
not
Justin
you
Bieber, Channel Forbes, you have to respect her opinion because I agree. I believe that Justin Bieber is a victim too, and I'm not
what
saying he hasn't victimized other people, but I am
what
saying
what
he's a
one
victim.
100%. I agree with that, but he has never addressed it. So until he addresses that, oh no, stay
Mhm.
over there, bro. And Usher, you could stay over there too.
Usher, if I can't say his name right. Hey Shirley, uh, he's a great dancer, very great entertainer. You know what I'm saying? He
And
can
he's
really
such
dance.
a good
He
kisser. I don't care. Stay over
Oh
there.
yeah, that's my song right there. And so he can really dance and all of that. But he is also somebody that has not been open about what has
Mm-hmm.
actually happened. He is, but I believe that it's going to be some things uncovered for him as well. Like his stuff is going to be uncovered, you know.
Yeah.
And like I said, a lot of these people, they're really shameful, I think, of some of the stuff that they've done, and they don't. That's why they try to hide it. So, you
And, and,
know,
and
but
I get that.
he is also a victim as well. But see, somebody did it. Somebody also see this is like a domino effect. Somebody did it
Mm-hmm.
to Diddy, so Diddy does it to other people, right? It's just a domino effect. That's why sexual abuse it's very prominent. It's more prominent than people think, especially in the entertainment business. These people are sexual deviants and they groom other people, and those people groom other people. It's a
Yes.
it's a it's an ongoing cycle.
I get
Mm-hmm.
it. I get it. But until it's actually like fully and formally addressed, I'm
Right.
not with I'm not with the conversation. And I think even both of you ladies can agree that's at least a fair statement from me. I'm not saying that they're right. I'm not saying that they're wrong. But until you actually address it, because we get
Mhm.
to see it. You get what I'm saying? At least until you address it, no, stay over there. Simple as that. That's how I
Right.
feel about it. And
We
I think
understand what you're
and
saying.
I think both you ladies, like, it's not necessary that you could actually agree with me, but I think you can actually say that that's a fair statement.
Hmm. Like now R.
Miss
Kelly.
SJ,
Now,
Miss SJ, am I wrong in saying that statement? Because I'm not judging them, but come on now, you know where you're coming from, and you know where you're making money off of.
okay, let me say this. Like R. Kelly. Okay, here another one. Now, I'm gonna say I was kind of like I had to kind of observe the situation because now
Mhm.
at the time the what I believe he's in prison for is it sex trafficking? Hey Martin, how are you? Is it sex trafficking is the reason
He's
why
in
he's
jail
in
for being a
jail?
pedophile.
So my thing was I believe most of these women were, I'm gonna say, 20 and up. I don't know all of the ages, but I believe they were of age, right?
No,
I don't see they weren't.
no,
No.
It was now I remember that one lady, the one young lady that they had on the video camera because they was talking about it at school. And they were saying that this was when I was in, I think, junior high school, when they was talking about him peeing on a little girl, and
she was 14.
he did a golden shower on a young girl, and it was
Well,
supposed to be the music, the R&B star,
niece.
Sparkle. Yeah, it was
Yes,
supposed to be
the
her
sparkle
niece.
niece. Yes, she was 14.
Eh, yes. Now, is the case based on something like that, or is it on the sex trafficking with these women of age? That's what I didn't get too far into it.
All of the above.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a mixture with him.
Okay. And plus too, they all of a sudden decided to do that when he went to go buy his masters from
Mm-hmm.
his music. So what I'm saying is, I'm not saying what he did was right, but it's mighty funny when the media wants to cover certain things, but when you want to be your own boss, especially when it comes to black people, oh no, we're gonna find something for you, and then your past and what you're doing is coming out. But
I
see,
agree with that.
when he was going along with the record company, when he was going along with what they wanted him to do, then all his stuff was covered. Whatever he was doing, and yeah, again, this is allegedly, whatever he was doing, it was covered. You get what
I
I'm
agree
saying?
with that.
You see how
Mm-hmm.
these people do stuff.
I
Just
It's a
like
100
game. It's
I
all a
yeah,
100%
game.
agree with you. I 100% agree with you. You're not lying. You're absolutely not lying. So they have you in your pocket It's like they have you in their pocket
Hmm.
until you are no longer useful or you are dangerous for what they got going on. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So they literally just hold like, you know what? I'm gonna let you get away with this F stuff
Right.
until I use it against you to my convenience. So I agree
Right.
with you on that. So we on the same
Right.
page.
Never mind that you have hurt a lot of young women, and never mind that. Just as long as you do what we tell you to, right, be a good girl, and your stuff is going to be safe with us until Mad Day happens, and we're to uncover your ass, and you're gonna be on every news station. You're gonna even you're gonna have to get you about lawyers, because you're gonna need it to get out of the
Mhm.
situation you're in. Hey, Tashana. Yeah,
Yeah.
so these people are a joke to me. When they can't use you no more, then they're gonna start showing that you was a pedophile. You really was this, you really was that. But what about when the person was doing that and he was hurting people?
Y'all
But
didn't
it
care.
gotta be convenient for them.
Yep.
Mhm.
We agree to disagree on certain things, but in the grand scheme of things, I think we have the same, I guess, the same zoom out lens, if that makes sense.
Uh-huh.
Because there's a
Well,
lot of people that have been hurt along the way, and now all of it is coming out. But why is it coming out now, and y'all didn't check it on the way up? So that's the only thing that kind of bothers me, because when you find out, like, well, we just finding out all this other stuff that's been happening. It's like, wait a minute, what? And we've
right.
all heard rumors throughout the years, throughout the decades, as a matter of fact. So why all of a sudden now it's being weaponized, and we couldn't weaponize
Country
it
or
back then?
contrary. Because he telling me, I told you I have a hard time pronouncing that word. Ursher. Okay. I try to say it as articulate as I can, but
It's
it's hard.
okay, Selena.
See,
It's okay.
like, come on now. That to me is a tongue twister. Okay. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. We know who you're talking about, so you good.
All right. Kiwi, what's good?
What's good,
Hey, Miss
Selena? Hey,
Akimi.
Good to
salute to the
see
panel, to the
you.
chat. Good
Miss
to see
Akimi, what's
everybody.
good? What's good?
What's good? What's
Happy
good?
Mother's Day if you're a mother. You know what I mean? Salute to you. You know what I
Happy
mean?
Mother's Day.
well,
To
I
all the mothers.
receive it. Thank you. I appreciate that. Likewise, likewise. And I'm intrigued by the conversation, though I have to be really transparent. I've been intentional about not following the trial per se, but you get bits and pieces,
Right.
whether it's accurate or not. You get enough information to kind of formulate your own opinion. I
Right.
was not there. I don't know these people personally. But I want to speak, if I can, if I have permission, from a different perspective, if you will. And that perspective, and it's just only a slightly different perspective, is just speaking on the industry in itself.
Okay.
When you speak on systems, when you speak on this particular topic, there is systems in place. One of those systems is these people know what they sign up for, and that unless you are young, right? Unless
Right.
you are minor, your brain is, like I heard someone say, it's not fully developed. There's a lot of naivety, not enough life that has been lived at that point to be able to make an informed decision. So you look to your tribe, to your parents, to your family, to your support system to help you formulate an educated and conducive decision. And what seems to have happened, and at my age, I tend to give grace more than not. When I was younger,
Mhm.
I gave less grace because I was like,
Right.
you should have known better. If I
Right.
was at 17 or 16 years of age and I picked up on certain things that you didn't pick up on, then I'm not giving you that grace, because guess what? I understood at that age, so should you, right? But
Right.
when we are dealing with demonic energy, and when we're dealing with demons, when we're dealing with a system in place that is not governed by God or a good energy, however you perceive it, then you have to expect what you get. And they're
Right.
going to pray in any culture that you're in any country that you are raised in. Guess what? Children are always the prey.
Right.
It's
100%.
it's in
100.
our faces, but culturally in this country, because we, and I'm not saying we specifically, but I'm just saying
In general, the consumer.
thank you, appreciate that. In general, guess what? We idolize celebrities, so they get that quote unquote grace, so they get that permission to do things because they're idolized. They are put on a
Right.
pedestal. They're looked at as earthly gods. And so
Right.
when it happens, and now that shit done hit the fan, and now guess what? God still governs. God still is over all.
Say
He
that.
allows things to happen and take place for a specific reason. And guess what? When it does come out, it's going to come out in his timing. And
Right.
so when Channel Forbes said, why now? I felt compelled to chime in and say, why not? We've been
I like
living
that answer.
in a formidable time where exposure and karma is coming around full circle very quickly. You don't get
Yeah.
to die with a lot of your secrets anymore if you are living in this time and you are living in sin and you are living foul and you are
Right.
offending and you are wishing harm upon God's children. So I don't want to be long-winded, but I'm just saying that this goes
Nah,
a
keep
hell of a
talking.
lot deeper than Diddy, than Cassie, than whatever the circumstances are. But I will say, from the tidbits that I've heard, from the testimony from Cassie and others, and this is only from what I understand, correct me if I'm wrong, day 2.
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, so look at all of the things that are being revealed and brought to the forefront on day 2. I don't know how long this trial is expected to transpire and go on, but I can only anticipate that this rabbit hole is going to go as deep as it can go without the people at the bottom being exposed. But I want to reiterate, and I will close with this. That's their intention, but God still governs overall. And I
That
appreciate
part.
the opportunity
Amen
to
and
speak.
amen.
I love
Amen.
that. I love that, and
Shout out.
I appreciate you coming up here and actually saying that. Look, I don't mind rebuttals. You know what I'm saying? So I
Right.
love the rebuttal. That was amazing.
It was actually an
Right.
addendum. I wasn't rebuttaling it. I was just adding my perspective because you left an open-ended question. So
Yes,
I
I
was
did.
like, okay, so guess what? This is just a plausible way to look at it from this perspective. Take it, love it, leave it or not. You know what I'm saying? But we all have an opinion. At the end of the day, what's going to transpire is
Mm,
out of all of our control.
right, and
Right.
I love that you actually came in and you threw that in. Now let me add some additional information, which I think we already know. Look at the Shine situation. Remember the Shine situation?
I'm not familiar with it. No.
The rapper
The
Shine.
rapper.
The rapper Shine, where he sounded like, what, the first time you heard him, he sounded like Biggie. Tell me who went up with us. Ashes to ashes, us dust, I'm bad. Remember, he got deported after the Puff Daddy situation where he was in the club and he got charged with the shooting where some woman got
Yeah.
shot across the face, right? He got
Uh-huh.
deported. The only reason why he actually was able to get back into the United States because now he is a diplomat. Now he's a politician for the country of Belize. And he came back and he admitted, it's like, no, I wasn't the one that was shooting, it was Puff.
What? Oh, wow.
Yeah, go look that up. Like, he's openly admitting this stuff.
Because
Yeah.
they have to get permission, whether it's from an audience or the people that it's going to ultimately affect. These are spells. These
Mm-mm.
are, they are definitely spells. Music has been a look at the, okay, so if we are to believe that one of the most beautifully sounding angels, which we call Satan or some call Satan, was evicted from heaven, but he was known for his angelic voice and his mesmerized, what, why would it be so far-fetched that music would not be dominated in this world? Because guess what, he took dominion. If we are again to believe the word in the Bible that says that he was cast out of heaven and sent to the earth, and so he acquired dominion over the earth, why would not he use that gift, the very gift that he was given, in order to accomplish his goal?
Right. That's why I was saying from the beginning, I said Lucifer and Diddy have a lot in common, whether we realize it or not. They both had a lot of greed, they both had a lot of pride, and they both struggled and had a lot of vanity. So
That's right,
that
Selena.
they have a lot in common,
Can,
And
can I
all
throw
of
right?
those are sins in God's eyes,
can,
right?
can
And,
I can I throw up some can I throw up something crazy here? And I don't think any well, I have the discussions that I've even had with my friends, even my girlfriend and stuff. I always thought this was weird
hey, King
because
Stunner.
when it started looking shady for Puffy, why all of a sudden he's Mr. Love and he will actually want to like do right by his artists? Excuse me? All of your artists are either dead in jail or so effed up they can't even recoup all of the money, that the millions of money that you actually pocketed. What's going on?
Yeah. The only one I don't hear about is 112,
And Jeezy.
and yeah, now
Jeezy is
Mace
the one
had,
that got away. Jeezy and Elephant Man are the two that got away.
and Mace he went on his own way, but he had some issues with Diddy at one point, but he went on about his way.
He
Mace
he got
did.
he got Mace got issues with Jay Prince, which I actually want to see that smoke because that rant that he went on Jay Prince was hilarious. That was amazing. You know what I
Mm,
mean? But leave Mace alone. Protect Mace at all costs. I don't care. You know what I mean?
right,
I
right.
think we too. I think we after a while, like once we realize, like we too old for this. We too old for this crap, man. We too old.
Mhm.
It's like reap what you sow, like you said earlier before. Karma comes through. God comes back and basically teaches you a lesson and talks to you. You're gonna have to talk to yourself
Right.
in the mirror at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
And,
I'm
and,
not a
and I'm gonna
believer. I'm not a
and I'm
believer,
gonna
but I
say
do
this.
believe that your actions actually comes back with repercussions. That's Newton's law. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like whatever you do comes back with a repercussion with it. So you have to be able to accept it. Simple
It's
as
a
that.
universal law. I'm going to read CX comment. It says some of Hollywood stars grow up generational Satanists. Bloodlines or parents have sold them to the system. Judy Garland, Shirley Temple, etc. Yes, and that's true. CX, that's very true. A lot of these people have been sometimes they are either bloodline connected to people higher up, or they have been sold from their families. And if you ever look at some of those old starlets back in the 30s 40s and all of that, you'll see how a lot of their lives were destroyed by drugs. It was destroyed by a lot of different things because they were work basically they were like slaves. They had to work around the clock. Judy Garland, if you go and look at her movie, I mean, she was not only sexually abused, she was sexualized at a very young age. And she was also used as a workhorse for her mother constantly had her working. These kids have went through a lot. And that's why some of these kids in Hollywood are so messed up, because they have endured a lot more than we think. We think we just see the fame. We just see what they're doing on the movie screen and stuff, but we'll have no idea what they had to go through to get to where they are, and a lot of times their parents have did this to them because their parents wanted the money. Their parents wanted their child to be famous. But there's a hefty price with all of that. And also, hey, King Stoner, also I want, hey Blaze, good to see you. Also CX was talking about sex magic. Sex magic was talked about by Aleister Crowley. And that's what a lot of these stars do. Sex magic, especially with blood, any type of blood or fluids, that is what they use that for sex magic. And basically with that sex magic there comes powers, there comes different things that they get from different deities that they're worshiping. So a lot, and that's what Lester Crowley was doing with the sex magic, and so that's why maybe they were having all these orgies where she was having sex on her menstrual and things like that, all this weird stuff, and drinking your urine and eating your feces. This is all the stuff that Lester Crowley did when he was living. He was called the Beast. They called him the Beast because he was so grotesque. Even he got a lot of his teaching from Madame Blavatsky. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name correctly, but she was also a Luciferian as well. And her and Aleister Crowley did a lot of she got a lot of his teachings from her. But these people are wicked. And this is, like I said, this doesn't just stem from little regular people like us. I mean, this goes from the higher ups. There's some people that's doing some wicked things, and they're destroying just regular people. You know
There's
what I'm
just
saying?
some crazy stuff right here. I've
Hey,
never
Chicho,
heard.
how are you? Yeah,
That's
it's all
because they're absorbing the energy. The whole method and the whole goal is to, in order for them to stay in a position to thrive, to multiply, and to stay in power in their minds in this realm, is that they have to feed off of those that have God's energy. I just wanted to say that it's a necessity for their survival.
Did you see that movie? Y'all, I don't know if y'all saw that movie, Sinners.
I
Did
I
y'all
haven't
see
seen it
did.
that?
yet. I keep hearing
Yeah.
so much
No, I
about
haven't seen it.
You
Oh
got to
man,
see
you need to
it,
go see it.
SJ. It's more
Yeah,
symbolic. It's slow, in my opinion. It starts off super slow, but if you're spiritual, or if you know what to look for, you definitely will pick up on things, especially when it starts to pick up. Things will start to kind of formulate and make sense to you. But I just wanted to say that.
yeah, it's very symbolic. You said it's Madam Black Bus Black Bus Sky. I can't pronounce it. Okay,
Black
it's
Booski.
something. But who?
Black Booski. How about
No, that ain't right either. But
that?
I whatever, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's very symbolic. So even if you didn't like it, there's so much more meanings to it. And one thing that I saw that just stuck out to me the most was music. How music is so powerful. The vampires were drawn by that music that Samuel was playing, right? And it's something about music. Music is a universal language. It could either have good frequencies or bad frequencies, and that's what is going on in the music industry even now to this day. I mean, you can use music for good and you can use it for bad just by the frequencies, right? And so that's what one of the things that I got from the film, how music is so powerful, how it could either draw or repel, but it really is so much many meanings to the movie. I mean, I saw so many things in it. But that is something that you definitely need to see for those who have not seen the movie. And like I said, just keep an open mind. Now, if you're I would say spirit is a little bit sensitive to certain things that maybe bother you, you think may bother your spirit, don't watch it. But if it's something, if you know you pray, I always say I pray before, you know, when it comes to that kind of stuff, pray before I go in there. I watch the movie, and my mind is so open to so many other things that the meaning of the movie. I mean, to me, it really was. I really liked it. I actually might go see it a second time.
I got a question
But
for you.
mhm.
Um, the therapist in here, like, I don't want to disrespect. What's your name again? I'm sorry.
uh, SJ.
SJ.
SJ. Okay, sorry. I don't want to be disrespectful. Are you into yoga?
No.
Okay. Selena, are you into yoga?
Oh no.
Miss Akemi, are you into yoga?
Yes.
Okay. Somebody could actually validate this for me. Because I've been around quite a few yoga instructors, or at least women that, like, they're really, really heavy into that stuff. Because Selena, you were talking about the music, how it affects you. Yoga and people that are actually into that spiritual stuff. And Miss Selena, you know that I'm not really too much into that, but there's certain things that make sense because I'm a music head, right?
Right.
There's,
Right.
there's there's certain frequencies that actually affect the mind and the body a certain way, and this is a real thing, right?
Right.
You might want to, and I urge anybody, find the best pair of headphones you can. Don't spend more than $200. If you're spending more than $200, then you have to be an obsessor like me, okay? But when you actually go through the different frequencies and how it affects your bodies, and there's literally a chart. If I could actually find that chart, I'll send that to you, Selena, so you can share it with your entire follower base.
Mhm.
But you literally have frequencies, because Miss Akemi, you tell me if I'm lying or not, you have certain frequencies that actually affect your body as far as aggression, calming, um just certain different ways how your body reacts to certain sound frequencies, right? You might want to look
Yep.
into some of those as well, right? And that's kind of how I listen to music, or at least I think I take everything into moderation. Sometimes I listen to the ratchet stuff. I like to listen to the R&B, but at least for me, I like to listen to words more than sounds, right? Um, there's even videos out there where you actually see people talking to plants, and the plants actually react to the words of their voice, like just the sound of their voice, just speaking nicely, right?
Yes, plants do
So,
do
Right.
that. Um,
right,
it's funny, in my office, I have plants and they are beautiful. And I think it's because of all the healing. Because I'm like, why are
Right.
they so pretty? Like, they're really pretty. But at home, like, I struggle a little bit with keeping them. But my plants in my office are gorgeous. So there is a
Oh,
lot to just your words, if they're positive, if they're negative.
yeah,
There's a lot to that.
yeah.
right. Wow. That's a
So
blessing.
it's just certain things to think about that out. Like, there's a brewery that I go to every Thursday, right? I was even telling people, just like, oh well, my phone only has all that other stuff too. I'm just like, okay, why dare you to sit down for a whole week and speak everything that you want into your life, everything that you want to see, everything that you want to achieve, and only speak that around your phone. I bet you the second you pick up your phone will give you all the recommendations.
Right.
People
Right.
people not even thinking about that, right? There's sometimes I would actually literally shut my phone off. If I know I'm pissed off, I'm gonna shut my phone off, right? Because your phone listens to you too. Because when you see the recommendation, look, I bet you just sit down and talk to your friends about, this new Lexus I seen over here is going. Guess what? As soon as you pop your phone up, guess what's the first ad suggestive? Lexus.
I know that's right. Well, yeah,
The,
because the phone listens to us.
the phone listens to us
Everything you
too, so you
say.
just have to be aware about what your mindset is thinking. I just kind of like want to put that out in the air just to help everybody else out here who are not aware, right?
Well,
Right.
I think, yeah, your phone listens, but you listen too. And you even
Exactly.
listen to your own words. So I think
Right.
people have to remember to be careful what they say. Even when people play around and something is super funny and they be like, oh, I'm dead, God forbid. You should not say that because that's literally speaking a curse over yourself. And it
Right.
literally plants a seed in your brain, even if you don't believe it. So you have to be very careful about the words that you speak. Yeah, your phone hears it, but you take it in too. And people around you
Right.
too, your children, the plants, like we talked about, like your words really do have life or death in them. So be careful.
Right. Right. Well, I'm gonna end this. We've been on here for it's going on 2 hours. So I'm gonna go and get me something to eat. But I wanted to say y'all first I want to say thank you, Blaze, for coming through. I haven't seen you in a minute. Glad to see you. Thank you for coming through. Shit show. Who else came through? I didn't speak to. It was somebody else.
Lions Den, shout out to him. CX, shout out to him. Mick. I always love you, Mick. Mess with you.
um
You feel what I'm
that's
saying?
not Sidebar Media. Thank you for coming through, Sidebar
Oh no, that's
Media.
me.
Oh, that's you. Oh, okay.
Sidebar Media is me. That's because I've actually been filming battle rap like for the past 3 weeks. So yeah, Sidebar Media.
But
I logged into the wrong account, but Sidebar Media is me. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Well, shout out to you. Okay, I'm gonna and who else came through? I hope I spoke to everybody. If I didn't, Captain Wolf, thank you for coming through. If I didn't see you, charge it to my head and not my heart. It was some people that I didn't get a chance because I was in the middle of talking. But I'm gonna my last. I want y'all to do your last words today. Um, Mr. Channel Forbes, I'm gonna start with you. Then we're gonna go on to the or should it let me go to the ladies. Ladies always first.
No, ladies first.
Ladies,
What are you talking to me for?
yeah,
Jesus Christ.
yeah, so ladies first. Mr. Kimi or Miss SJ. Yours Mike, thanks for coming through.
I'll go real quick. Thanks for
Okay.
having me up, and I was absolutely not offended by the other live. I don't know why you thought that, because you said all nice
Okay.
things about me. So, no, I was cool. I just had to
Yeah,
go.
I was a little bit out of it.
That's all right.
Machine fit. The hungry Gemini transporter. Thank you for coming through.
Yeah,
Um
but see you
and
guys
I
later.
thank you, SJ. You're always welcome. I appreciate you.
No problem. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye,
Hey,
SJ.
Slim, Mr. Bevan, Billy. I didn't see you. Brian. I'm sorry I didn't speak to y'all. Okay. Who else? Now, my girl, Mr. Kimmy. What would you have to? What would you leave us today with?
Well, I would just, if I could, just really quickly, and then I will depart. I want to just emphasize that when we speak of energy at the atomic level, everything in the universe, including the human body, is made of atoms and subatomic particles that are in constant motion. When I say that, that means everything is energy, right? Everything is vibrational. So
Uh-huh.
when we speak of that, like when SJ and everybody else was talking about words matter and vibrations matter, music is nothing but vibration. That's why it's
Right.
been so weaponized. So I just wanted to plant that seed, be mindful. That's why ever since my kids were little, I've always monitored what they listen to. You build that foundation. So when they become an adult and they grow up and, they don't leave, or if they leave it, then it's temporary. They always know what home looks like and where it comes back to. So with the music industry, just be mindful and remember exactly what role it plays in this system that we live in. But I appreciate the
Uh-huh.
opportunity to be able to speak. Nice speaking with everybody on the panel. Salute to the chat, salute to
Thank
the
you.
hostess, and I'm out.
Shout out
Thank
to Mr.
you.
Kimmy and Miss SJ. Thank you so much,
Thank
my
you.
my beautiful ladies. Okay, Channel Forbes. I know you're long winded, but come on.
No, you already know
My,
I'm a piece of trash. But
no, you're not.
but nah, but here's what I'm gonna say. Hey, Selena, again, from day one, I told you had the ability, and guess what? You
Mhm,
proved me right, girl. I appreciate you.
mhm.
Thank you.
Okay. I appreciate you too, and thank you for giving me your insight.
Thank you.
All right.
You doing the thug thizzle. So happy Mother's Day to all the mothers that's up in here. You are doing the goddamn thing, and I am gonna be over here and still be a goddamn fan. So
Thank
before I leave,
you.
I gotta hit you with the outro.
Yes, yes, yes.
I love ya, love ya. Holla.
Thank you, Channel Forbes. You're a chill trip. Love you to Reese's Pieces. Guys, I had a great night. We had some really good guests up here. We had Miss Akimi, we had Miss SJ, we had Channel Forbes. Thank you guys for gracing my panel. I really appreciate everything y'all said today. Whether we agreed or disagreed, it was a great conversation. So shout out to each and every one of you guys, and shout out to the people in the chat. Shout out to those that gave me a super chat, a cash app. I appreciate everything you do, and just for pressing the like button. Thank you so much. Hey, Phoenix, I don't know if I spoke to you. I appreciate everything y'all do. Now I'm finna go in here and get me some hot wings. I've been waiting. I'm hungry. So I love y'all to Reese's. Hey, L Boogie, love y'all to Reese's Pieces, and I'm out. Bye. Salina.
It's a bad baby. Oak Cliff girl. Can't make you change my world. Damn, you're so fine, girl. Oak Cliff girl. Put them heels on and rule.
Welcome to Selena's Couch, where you are welcome to be free to be yourself. So you can lay your head on my couch, on my pillows.
It's all good, we can do whatever we wanna do now. I'm in my bag right now, and I got a feeling, babe, yeah. You're gonna be my number one lover. Spend the night making love to each other, with the lights on top of the covers, just me and you, babe. And I feel like you're my
Love you to Reese's Pieces.
Get you a word. Nana nana boo boo.